certainly like to think they're encore performances. I mean, it was an exceptional year competitively last year. There's no doubt about it, with 5 programs going to the NCAA postseason play, and obviously football going all the way to the semifinals. It looks as though a number of those teams can repeat. I mean, certainly football is going to be very good. We're hopeful, and volleyball is going to be very good, and cross country is going to be very good once again. And the fact of the matter is, you never know. That's why we play the game. But we're awfully excited about what's going to transpire, and on top of all the physical infrastructure changes that are taking place that we'll talk about. It's exciting. We're really looking forward to this year. Just the stand on that field, when you think about how long we've been playing athletics, 100 years at UNH, and never have a lit major athletic venue like that, it was unbelievable. So I think just that alone, the fans coming here this year at night games, is going to be obviously exciting. I mean, there's nothing like football under the lights. I think anyone that's a fan of football will tell you that. The east side has been cleaned up and somewhat renovated, although we're not nearly done with that. That's the existing side on the Fieldhouse side. But we're going to embark probably in February and break ground for the new stadium, and people are literally going to see that rise before their eyes. And that's just going to be fabulous. I think a lot of our fans watching this know what we're endeavored to do. It's just been a wonderful process to garner the $25 million to be able to get this done after all this time. We're very appreciative of the benefactors and the supporters that helped us raise the $5 million in short order to get the $20 additional million. It's really exciting. We'll do the final design phase over the next 3 or 4 months. We anticipate that we'll be breaking ground in the spring when the thaw's out of the ground, or sooner possibly. And then we think it's going to be an 18-month building project. I mean, that if you set that timeline in place, we're not going to make the 15th season, but who's to say we couldn't? I think the thing that I love the most is hiring good, young, bright coaches and trying to mentor them and partner with them to get them up to speed and get them building programs. And I think we have 2 fabulous ones in Hillary and Steve. And Hillary Witt is probably the premier young women's coach in the game. I'll just unequivocally say that. As we did our due diligence and talked to a number of people, it became very clear that Hillary was not just a rising star. She was a star in her own right. Certainly very responsible role at USA Hockey, identifying the Olympic teams for all intents and purposes. And the thing that's exciting to me is Hillary is a living, breathing example of women's ice hockey. She is so respectful of the tradition, not just of UNH. And clearly she has great respect for UNH women's ice hockey, but the sport itself. She's all about respecting the game, which I think we couldn't have a better representative right now for women's ice hockey. Steve Wellham has come in under a very challenging situation, didn't even see the women athletes in the spring. He's still catching up, but he's also a very bright young coach. And interestingly with Steve is, even though this is his first head coaching job, he spent 8 years at Stony Brook helping Sue Ryan, their head coach, build their program into a championship program. That's really exceptional. Most young coaches don't have that kind of loyalty because they're always passing through, looking for that opportunity. So when I sat down with Steve, I made it very clear that we need a young coach here that's going to build a program that's patient, and they're going to be with us for a while. And his track record speaks for itself. And Steve's working really hard, and I have complete confidence we're going to have a really fine women's soccer program, but it's going to take a little while. You know, it's like everything else. We go into this with great anticipation. You never know what's going to happen. You know, sometimes you're disappointed, sometimes you're, pleasantly surprised on what happens, and that's the beauty of what we do. I mean, you can't predict the future in athletics. You can't go half by half, let alone season by season. So we're going to all do the very best we can. I have a great group of people. I have a great staff. Have a great group of cadre of coaches, and I'm always excited going in gear with the people that surround me at UNH.